Good morning, Mr. Siffert.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Have you spoken with your client since the last time we were here?
No, I tried getting an online visitation set up, and I don't know if they're having issues over there, or maybe she's quarantined or something, but it kept getting canceled. In the on-duty officer I talked to said they didn't know why. They just said, okay, we'll schedule, and they just 10 minutes in, she wouldn't appear and it would just cancel it. So
Okay, well, I see that the jail is with us, but I do not see her. So when we do see her, would you like me to provide you a breakout room?
if you could accommodate that, I would appreciate it, Your Honor.
Happy to do that.
I'll get her. So you want to give us a breakout room? I'll go get her.
Okay, thank you.
I do apologize, Your Honor. I stepped away when everything went to a black screen. So
You're fine. We hadn't called anything, Mr. Boer.
Okay.
No problem. I did note that the jail was here, and I reviewed the file and wanted to make sure Mr. Siffert had an opportunity to speak with his client.
yeah, if he wants to avail himself of our previous plea offer today, that's still on the table.
I think he tried.
I just think we need to get back past a fact basis, is what I was told.
That's correct. Yeah.
And I think the relationship part can be covered by just having her admit they have a child in common. And then if she can just say she pushed, hit, or struck him, and struggled with the cops when they arrested her, we're good to go.
Is Mr. An Yang here?
I don't know. My officer is here, so I can bind it over on the R&O for sure today.
Well, we established a factual basis with the R&O.
Yeah, we already took care of that. This is strictly just for the DV count.
Right.
Well, our plea offer is she pleads to both the misdemeanors, and then we dismiss both the felonies. It's not plead to the attempt R&O and then see what happens on the DV. They're connected. So it's either going to
We'll see where we can go with her. She, if my memory is correct, it was difficult to communicate with her sometimes. So I'll let her attorney work
Is
that out.
Officer Bilesma still waiting?
He's no longer in my Zoom room.
Oh, I wonder if he ever returned from the breakout room.
Oh, let's see. He did not. All right. Good morning, Miss Young. I'm going to give you a chance to talk with your attorney, okay? All right, I'm going to place you into a breakout room.
Okay.
I'll be
All right.
right here, Mr. Boer. I'll be within earshot and
Okay.
watching for when they come back.
I'll just sit tight as well.
All right, Miss Broy, do we
Good
have
morning.
Mr. Anyang here?
Can I speak with APA board real quick, please, Judge?
Oh,
Yes,
go ahead.
ma'am.
In a breakout room?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll place you back in the same one with Officer Bilesma, and then you can instruct him how to come back.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you.
You should have the same invitation too, Mr. Brewer. You can use the same one.
Hasn't popped up yet.
It won't, but if you go to breakout rooms on the bottom,
Oh,
you still have
There we
standing
go.
permission to go back and forth.
Is anybody in the courtroom? Oh, hi, Your Honor.
Hello.
Is there any way that we could, just Your Honor and the prosecutor and I talk real quick?
Sure. Sure. We'll just head all into Mr. Boer's breakout room.
Okay. And I can find that down on the bottom, right?
I'm gonna move you right, or I'm gonna give you that invitation right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, head in there.
Mhm.
Okay, I just emailed that report.
I'm keeping an eye out for it, and then once I get it printed, we'll call the case.
Oh, shoot. Hang on, I'm gonna have to send it again. I think I put in the wrong email address. Yep, I did.
All right, I just put it in the chat for you if you need it, Mr. Boer.
I have it in my computer, ERG, URG. I hit the ERG. On the
Yeah,
bird part.
sometimes those auto completes can be a real issue.
Yeah, I must have typed it wrong the first time because that's the first one that pops up is
Mhm.
ERG.
All
And
right,
so I got to make a conscious effort to remember it's a URG, but you should get it now.
Nancy, that's going to print on the clerk station. Can you grab it? If I had a printer, I could print it on my printer.
I'm gonna talk about that thing today. That's crazy.
All right, the court is calling the case of the state of Michigan versus Josiah Young, case number 21-60090FY. Counsel, your appearances for the record.
Greg Boer on behalf of the people of the state of Michigan.
Morning, Your Honor. Jason Sifford here on behalf of Miss Young.
Thank you. And Ms. Young appears with us from the Kent County Correctional Facility. You are Josiah Young? Appearing in the jail, ma'am, are you Josiah Young?
Yep.
All right, this matter is scheduled for a preliminary examination this morning. We were here last week on April 8th, and the state extended the following plea bargain that in exchange for Ms. Young's voluntary plea and sentence to domestic violence second, a misdemeanor, and attempt R&O, they would dismiss both felony charges, the domestic violence third and the R&O. And so we did establish a factual basis last week to accept a guilty plea for Ms. Young on the attempt R&O. She did tender a plea, and the court will accept it based on the testimony, the factual basis that was elicited last week. But we had a difficult time establishing a factual basis on the domestic violence charge. And so the court has been advised that today Ms. Young will plead no contest to that offense, and that a factual basis can be established from the police report in this matter. Mr. Siffert, I know that we had a breakout room. You didn't necessarily discuss the no contest specifics with your client. Would you like an opportunity to do so?
Just for the sake of making sure it goes smoothly, Your Honor, if you could accommodate that, thank you.
Yes, but I think we can do that. Can I have the jail move Miss Young back into a breakout room?
Yeah.
Thank you. And you should be able to move Mr. Siffert as well.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Did you get the email with the report, Your Honor?
I did, Mr. Boer. Thank you.
Okay.
I've got it right
No
here.
problem. apologize for the technical glitch.
That's fine. It happens often, actually, that my name is spelled B-E-R-G.
Yeah.
All right, and we are back on the record in the matter of Josiah Young. Was that a fruitful conversation with your client, Mr. Siffert?
Yes, Your Honor, I explained to her how the no contest plea would work. So we're ready to move forward.
All right, thank you. Miss Young, we did start this process last week. And you indicated to the court that it is your choice to take advantage of the offer being extended by the state and the benefit of that bargain and plead guilty to the amended charge of domestic violence, second offense, as well as attempt R&O. The bargain then would be that the felony charges would be dismissed. We did accept a plea from you on the attempt R&O last week, and we are going to attempt to take your guilty plea on the, well, a no contest plea on the domestic violence today. And so I want to make sure you understand that if you tender a plea today, you will waive your right to a trial on the domestic violence charge. Do you understand?
Yeah,
And is it your voluntary choice to waive your rights in order to take advantage of the bargain being extended by the state?
yeah.
Did anyone promise you anything or threaten you in order to get you to enter a no contest or guilty plea today?
No,
And as to the offense of domestic violence, second offense, how do you plead?
no contest.
All right, Mr. Siffert, can you establish a factual basis?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have in front of me a Kentwood Police Department case report, and the case number on that is 2021-00006103. And it's my understanding that the prosecutor's office has also provided a copy to the court for the file.
That is correct.
According to this report, officers from the Kentwood Police Department were dispatched to a call at 4360 Division Avenue, Kentwood, Michigan, around 9:30 p.m. on March 29th of 2021. That location is within Kent County. When they arrived on scene, they came into contact with Miss Young and an Anyang. And according to the report, the two had a dating relationship for a couple years and also have a child in common. I don't know what the child's name is. That is not in the report. But while the officers were on scene, it does say in the report that the victim stated that there was an altercation and that Miss Young bit him on his chest and also hit him. And I believe that's a factual basis to establish the no.
I would just ask that the court take judicial notice that she entered a no contest plea to domestic violence on July 30th, 2019 in 62B District Court. So that should be a matter of court record that Your Honor would have access to.
And I do have access to that record. And with that addition, I will accept the factual basis, ma'am, and accept your no contest plea. Before I can sentence you, I need to know more about you and about this particular situation. We also need to give Mr. Anyang the opportunity to present feedback to the court. And so I am going to refer your matter to a pre-sentence investigation. Someone from my probation department will make contact with you and have an interview with you, ask Mr. Anyang for his input, and then we will come back on another date and time for sentencing. Is there anything else further in this matter, Mr. Siffert?
If we could be heard on bond, Your Honor.
Yes, I'd be happy to hear your comments as they relate to bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Young has been incarcerated now for close to a month, I believe. And I know that with COVID, there have been some, I guess, hangups in timing with getting a probation report prior to sentencing. So it doesn't move as swiftly as it used to. And looking through her lien report that I have attached to the police report, I don't see that she has any history of failure to appear or issuance of any type of bench warrant. And in speaking with my client, she does realize that there is currently a no contact provision as part of her bond. So I don't think there's any risk that she's going to be contacting Mr. Anyang, the complainant in this case. And I would ask that she be released on a PR bond pending sentencing. I do realize that her bond isn't for purposes of what's charged that high, but to Miss Young, I mean, it might as well be no bond. She's not currently employed and just does not have the financial means to come up with a 10% on a $5,000 bond here. So we'd ask that she be released on a PR bond pending sentencing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siffert. Where's she gonna go if she is released from the jail?
It's my understanding that she does have a family member that she can stay with, that she's not going to be homeless or otherwise. So
Do we have an address?
I do not have an address. That is something that I could get from my client.
Miss Young, if you're released from the jail, where will you go? What is the address?
An apartment off Cascade Road.
All right, but you don't know the address right now?
Nah, I get it.
All right, I'll have your attorney get it from you. For now, we'll be sending your notices to him. What's a good phone number for you? You have a phone number?
278 7494.
7494? Is that correct?
Yeah.
It is a 616 area code, Your Honor. I do have that listed in the police report as well.
Thank you. I'm just taking a look at her record because she was arrested and that was on that prior DV conviction. And it looks like we held a probation violation hearing with her on that matter on March 29th. Her probation was revoked. She was sentenced, and then upon her release, it was just the day after, or 2 days after, that she was back in jail, having been arrested for these offenses. And so I am concerned about Miss Young's ability to appear for her next court appearance. Mr. Boer, do you have any position on bond?
No, Your Honor, and you have a lot more information than I have. I did not know that she had just been violated on her probation recently. So I will just leave it up to Your Honor.
I did not have that information either, Your Honor. I do not have that in my report.
Well, and since we conducted our pretrial conference on this, that occurred to me and I wanted to look it up. She was on probation from the prior matter. She was revoked from probation when she appeared before me from the jail on having been arrested on March 22nd. I think the sentence was 10 days, although I don't have the details, but then she was released on the 29th and again appeared before me on the 30th. So I do have significant concerns. I recognize she's been there for since the 30th. And so that's 15 days. I will reduce her bond to one of personal recognizance while she awaits sentencing. But Miss Young, I need you to understand me. You must appear for your court appearances. All right, ma'am? You must keep in contact with your attorney. He's going to let you know where and when you need to show up, and you have to talk with the probation department. Do you understand?
Right. Yeah.
All right, conditions of your bond are as follows. You are to keep the court notified of your address. You are to show up on time for all court appointments. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to commit any crimes while out on bond. You are to have no contact with Anyang Anyang. You are not to possess firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons. You are not to consume or possess alcohol or marijuana or drugs unless prescribed by a physician. You are to contact the probation department at the 62B District Court on the first business day after your release from the jail, and you are to obtain counseling and or a substance abuse assessment at their direction. We're at 4740 Walma, Miss Young, in the city of Kentwood. If you do not appear for your probation interview or you do not appear for the sentencing date, and you are picked up again, the court can sentence you to stay there, and I can sentence you up to the maximum allowed under the law on these offenses. Do you understand?
Mhm.
Keep in contact with your attorney. He's got your phone number. Is there anything else on this matter, Mr. Siffert?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Then we're adjourned. Thank you. We'll see her back here for sentencing, and probation will get in touch with you about that date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I assume Officer Bilesman can go.
No objection, Your Honor. I think
All right,
everyone can
thank
go. I think we're all set.
Well, I have somebody else coming into my waiting room here. I'm going to see who this is.
Oh, I think it's our victim calling in. Maybe
Really?
Tasha could speak to that.
Okay. I have phone number ending in 8463 on my screen. Can you identify yourself for the court, please?
Hello.
Hi, is this Anyang Anyang?
Yes, it's me.
Miss Broy, do you need to speak with him?
I don't know if I can do a breakout room with him dialing in, but I can just call him on the phone now and update him.
Okay, Mr. Anyang, you can go. You do not have to be here with us on Zoom. Our victim witness advocate is going to call you separately, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're all set in this matter. Everyone have a nice
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.